Okay. All right. Well, I just hit record, so I guess we're started. Well, let's see here. We got several things on the agenda tonight. We're gonna have DaShawn and Kimberly talk to us about their exhibit that they've got going on at Cheekwood that I got to see this past weekend. And then Lee is going to talk to us about some of her alternative photographic processes that she uses to create her work. And then I think Emily, if Emily, if you have time, she can help catch us up on our preparations for the 20th anniversary later on. Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. We just start with that. You can just have a seat.
So the protocol is what? So Zoom people can.
Yeah. Oh, oops, sorry. Yeah, it's just Joe.
Okay, Joe, hang on. I have notes from what Wendy has been working on. Basically, she's sorry she can't be here, but she teaches on Tuesday nights. So it dawned on her this was Tuesday. But what I'm going to pass around here is an offshoot of the 20th celebration that's coming up, because one of the things that I'm going to tilt this so I don't have to sit. One of the things we realized when we started planning the 20th was that our website had gotten really out of shape again, and it's out of date, and it doesn't show our photography. It's got a lot of words. It has a lot of different word fonts. And so Wendy volunteered her wonderful staff person, Angie, who already has a full-time job, to do what she could do. And it already looks great. If you all go look at it, the homepage is actually like, it looks like a photography group. I mean, and you flip on over, it's in process. So don't fret when you see things that are still old and this kind of thing. It's in process. But one of the things that's in process, we have, she's pulled together, you know how we do the monthly or turn into quarterly or something, but random snap person photographer gets to show 3 to 5 photos. And that's on a section now. It's called Meet Our Photographers. And mine is up there because that's what was up there when our previous website person quit doing the website. And it should be replaced maybe this month. We'll get a new person and we'll figure that out. But you click further and there's a list of photographers, which some of you have updated, some of you have never seen, and it is sort of out of date. So I'm going to pass around 2 copies, look at them, and cross off anything that's wrong on yours line. And if you're not on here, like Heather Loesch, you're probably not on here, add a line and give us your website, Instagram, or Facebook connection. And that way people, when they go to our website, will be able to follow up, which will actually be very good for some of the shows that are coming up where we'll be having loose prints and that kind of a thing. So
Emily, this is not the list.
that's probably my talking point. Yeah. Okay, quickly. So we have time for these to hear from our wonderful snap people. The postcard promotional graphic is ready and it looks great. But it should have at the bottom of it sponsors. And so one of our action items is to get some more sponsors. And we have a list of potential sponsors, which I'll read out in just a minute. If you feel like, oh, I know them, I can contact them. I'll give you a handout sheet that you could take to them, because we have levels of sponsorship like people do. And the top sponsors, including Aerial Innovations, is the large format sponsorship for $1,500. Then we have the medium format sponsorship for $500 and the 35mm sponsorship for $250. Okay, so when I read out the names of these sponsors, if you happen to know somebody there and don't mind volunteering, we could put you down to be the one that does the initial contact and the great sale and get them to be one of these levels of sponsors. So does anybody know people at Artifact? Boutique Film Lab. Jerry's Artorama. I think y'all just don't want to go knock on doors. You'll do Jerry's Artorama? No, you'll pass. Okay. Artifacts. Okay, Lee. Good. Nobody, we all just shop at these places and we don't really have a relationship. It sounds like, okay. Pixel Connection. Safe Flight Imaging. You don't mind approaching them?
I'll contact them.
Great. The other Lee. Okay. Lee's for the win. How about Southbound Film Lab? Anybody know? What about Third Man Studio?
Oh, I wish I knew somebody. Yeah. Right?
Well, this is your excuse to go knock on the door. All right, these are thoughts. And I think what we'll do here is I'm going to pass around the sponsorship offers forms, making sure that you and Lee get one. And then others should think, well, you know, I don't know anything on that list, but I know somebody else. Take one and pass it on. And just report back to Wendy. If you think of somebody, like, wait a minute, I want one. Oh, I can go print another one. I mean, I think I can go to Gallery Tangerine. I know Ann Day, and she may, and Sunrise.
I mean,
I'll go those two.
I've been to Pixel Connection. I've bought stuff there.
Yeah.
And I've been to one of their seminars. I mean, I don't know anybody there, but I can.
Well, you need one of these too then.
Yeah. Because we have a good budget and probably no worries about meeting the budget. Yet the more that we bring in, the more we'll be able to celebrate and to share with. I think we're still on track to have some of our proceeds going to Able Voices. And if you know that, maybe that's another additional selling point, that it's not only, it's celebrating, you know, the premier photographers of Nashville, but it's also going to go help Able Voices. So, all right,
Can I ask a question?
please.
Okay, so besides monetary things, what if they want, like, what if Pixel wanted to donate a gift certificate or something like that? Is there going to be something for that too?
Let's find out.
Okay, I'll ask Wendy.
Let's see.
Because, I mean, there might be people that would have something that they might want to offer, but maybe not in the amount of,
$250 or more. Yeah.
like, one of
Yeah,
the.
that's great, because that reminds me of a connection that I do have, which is a Plaza Arts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
And in the past, and I don't mind reaching out to them, in the past, they have donated gift certificates
Yeah,
that we have used.
and I think in the past, we have also done that sort of thing. I don't remember exactly when. God bless you. But
So in other words, it's almost like an in-kind donation or something like a
Yeah.
gift certificate.
Or- yeah,
I think
or
that-
like a drawing or, I don't know.
Off the top of my head, I think that's probably be more realistic for Safe Lights and these are pretty rich for a little business like Safe Light. Uh, So, yeah,
Although Safe Flight advertises, I mean, and this is like
I know, but it dawned on me that Meredith might be willing to do a gift certificate.
Well, I mean,
in lieu of
start,
one of these.
yeah,
start with showing them this and say, well, maybe if you can't do that,
right, right.
then maybe.
Okay, I'll find out and,
I can talk to Wendy about it if you'd like.
talk
or
to
you-
Wendy, yeah, talk to Wendy. Well, we may have a list of questions to get back
Yeah.
to Wendy for, and then we can just let the whole group know for people who aren't even here tonight.
And one thing I would definitely say to potential sponsors is we are your target market.
Yes,
And so along those lines,
good line.
will the sponsors have an opportunity at the event to stand up and like give a
Well,
spiel?
what it says on here is if you're a sponsor, you'll be on all of our promotion, if you're a top sponsor, you'll be on all of our promotional material. Like at the
Right.
hot. And, option to bring marketing materials or speak at the event.
Right.
Medium format, and they're only gonna have 3 companies for this. So they've already got one. So the race is on. Medium format,
Just the large format.
Just large format, three.
the large format's only 3. There's endless numbers of medium and the smaller one. The medium format, they'll have the logo featured at our slideshow. And the smaller ones, promotion on social media the week before the event and listed at the show. So maybe there's other things to add to that. I mean, it's just brainstorming time. She wants the payments by October 1.
I think this is a really great starting point.
The great starting point. And so we'll build on it.
Yeah, be very well organized, you know, expectations for what sponsors would get. I would expect sponsors to ask if SNAP is a nonprofit, which we are not.
We are not a legal not-for-profit. We just don't have any money.
We don't take.
Sponsorship of this is not attached.
It's
right
not
off.
attached. Yeah, that's-
We're not a legal entity.
Yeah.
Oh, good point. It's
So
not
that,
a tax
yeah,
write-off.
that's it. Yeah. We looked at all that so many years ago and it just wasn't a.
Yeah,
Thing.
Yeah,
at the
this is-
moment.
So this is advertising to their target market.
right.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Advertising to their target market.
Great point,
But not a but not a write-off.
but not a tax,
Goodness of their heart and all that.
unless they want to lie about it.
No.
We do not encourage that. I did not hear that.
I didn't say it.
So, I also want to point out in terms of promotion, y'all who have social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, you may be noticing that, Snap has started to post things about this show. And so everybody needs to like it and comment on it and get it forwarded and this kind of thing, so that by the time the show rolls around, there's all kinds of buzz and interest in it. Those are the first 2 things. There's the promotional graphic ready, and we're working on the sponsorships. Number 3, Wendy has created a call for entry, and it's really a call for see who all is interested in bringing prints for the Push Pin show. So look for that. That link will be coming out soon. And you can put in there that, yes, you are interested and you're coming or you're interested, but you can't come. It's a nice short form. And the thought right now, subject to some modification, is that to be in the show, you will cough up $10 and you will have something like 2 feet by 2 feet to put a whole bunch of little photos or 2 big photos, 2 medium, all that will be determined after we find out how many people are actually going to do this. Because the hanging system is she's worked with Robin and Lee, she said. One of you Lees, Robin and Lee. There's another Lee, maybe. Okay. So they've settled on, and you may want to expand on this, but y'all can picture, instead of doing sheetrock, it's going to be foam core. Standard foam core, foam core panels cut lengthwise, so they'll be horizontally about 20 inches by 60 inches, and we'll have a couple on a wall. And it'll give each, depending on how many people want to do a push pin show, put their work up with push pins for that night. We'll probably just have maybe something like 2 feet by 2 feet square.
Cool. They actually fold down like an accordion,
Oh,
like a
cool.
gym mat. So that when they pack away, they'll pack away small.
So we can do
Instead of
more
big giant
push pin
sheets.
shows.
And then they'll hang, so the sheets are like 2.5 by 4. And then there's a fold, and then you got another section. So that's kind of like what it would look like with these.
That is so,
Yeah, it's like really long, so we can cut them, and then we're gonna use wood to create a hanging system. So it would just hang right from the.
congratulations you all for figuring this out. Yeah, this sounds great. And also it sounds like maybe, investment for the future, because we'd love to do offbeat kind of venues and not have to go spend $1 million on framing every time we have a show.
Nobody wants to put push pins in their walls.
And people don't want push pins in their walls. Yeah, so this is gonna be great. So there's also talk going around, and let me just say that we're probably gonna have a called meeting with the planning committee, and let everybody in Snap know, so everybody, y'all can think about these things, and you can put your 2 cents in and that kind of a thing. But the idea is $10 to put a print or 2 or 3 in the show. And then if you also want to have bring your own bin of like loose prints that you're gonna sell, that would be maybe another $5 or $10. And maybe you've got books to sell, or bookmarks to sell, or calendars to sell, or that kind of thing. That would be another $5 or $10, maybe. So, we're not, or maybe it'd be nothing because you paid the $10. We'll see how many people are interested in how this is going, but these are the ideas that are floating around. There on the survey, when you back up, I forgot to say this. When you fill out the survey, you'll have a chance to say also when you might be able to work that day to help. And so we do not have the gallery until 3 p.m. And the show is starting at 6.
Wow.
Or is it at 5? Who's got well, I have to look it up. Anyway, we don't have long to set up. So we're gonna need help for 2 hours from 3 to 5 to set up the prints and the boards and all that. Then we'll need people from 5 in 2 shifts, from 5 to 7 and 7 to 9 to help during the show, like at the sign-in table, food and beverage, that kind of thing. And then from 8 to 10, we will need help for cleanup. So basically, this is going to be amazing. We've got the gallery from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. for $1,000 and so many cents. 1,500, something that's not outrageous, because we are not a profit. We're not for profit.
Do we know if the prints can be put on the boards before we go to hang them? I mean, if they're like it up, and like, can we like spread out on tables somewhere prior to that, get the prints laid out, and then hold it on the third one?
That would depend on.
That would depend.
Pens.
Oh, yeah.
Like if they were flat, you know.
No, I think that.
It's not gonna be that long to like put it, it's not like we're trying to like curate this thing and have the photos about this and that all together. It'll be random placement, which will go quicker. More quickly. That's it. Those are my notes from Wendy. Any questions else to ask her? Thank you.
Thank you.
I nominate Al to be the DJ.
Oh, I think Wendy
Thank you.
is a DJ.
But you have a DJ. There is a DJ.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Shannon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really? Do you have any more of those?
Let's see.
Are they all gone?
Oh, here's some stuff.
There's like 3 or 4.
I put yours when we get back.
Oh, okay, never mind. Well, I wasn't accusing. Did you want to? That's very happy.
Butterbeers. I got her in a water bottle. That was great. So wet. Oh. Shampoo.
Unfortunately,
No, just left.
Joe, can you see my screen when I change from the Zoom screen? Can you see what's on the
I'm
screen?
seeing your face right now.
Okay. Can you see when I minimize this screen? Can you see that?
I see behind you a
Okay.
screen, but I still
Oh.
see your face.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Let's see here. I guess, I guess I need to share screen. Okay. There, okay. Because when I have, let's see here.
That's why I don't do these.
If you mention it, that pops back around.
Yeah.
I was like, what do
That's really good.
I was happy outside and then I had my iPhone, which was like. Was what I was shooting and then the camera, which was actually. So they're asking next about.
DaShawn and Kimberly, did y'all want to come up and share?
We don't let me go first.
Oh, okay, okay,
I was voluntold.
okay. That's cool. Okay,
You go
let's
first.
see. All
I
right.
told him that's dangerous, cause I can probably talk.
Okay.
Let's
Let's see here.
We have a one. Like.
5 minutes.
Alright, so I did not. I did not prepare this like a presentation with a Prezi and fancy stuff at all. So I couldn't figure out how to do this. I have not perfected my method of madness. So all of these things are kind of like science experiments. So what I just figured I'd do is just lay them all out and let people kind of come and look. And as I talk, you can ask questions because I'll show you.
Lee,
Yes,
I suggested we move over to Joe is on Zoom.
start right here.
He may not be able to hear you.
Well, he, oh, gotcha. Okay. So part of the problem is for the presentation is that I do everything from something like this, which is reusing oopsies on 4x5 film. I found it laying around where someone had them and said, cool, and pulled it out of the garbage. So I have a lot of those. Beginner film students that don't know what they're doing, I pull them out of the garbage can and bring them home and also use those. I use fogged paper or retired papers. These are all darkroom papers. And I do use fabric, and that's, I will start. I was in Emily's class. Okay. I was in Emily's class and I wanted to do image transfers. And I went down a very deep rabbit hole. So what I was trying to do, oh, look, yay, is figure out how to do cyanotypes. And as you can see, I was doing a lot of them and ended up with a project. And but what it left was more questions than answers.
It was so fun every week to see what you did.
We were almost to the project deadline and Emily said, look, you're just gonna have to pick a lane. And so, but also at the same time, I was in history class with Beth Goran. And learning that aspect. So I did make some notes to kind of explain how this came to my head. Cyanotype was discovered by John Herschel in 1842. He was doing them, he loved experimenting with light and everything as a scientist. And so he did the cyanotype, but didn't really know what to do with it. His friend's daughter, Anna Adkins, came along and said, this would be perfect for doing botanical prints for a book that I'm doing. So the beginning of the whole process were literally very scientific, were very scientific looking cyanotypes. They were roots, seaweed was one of her favorites. Also, he invented something called the anthotype. Antho meaning plant. Look. I just brought, this is one, I hadn't played too much with it, but antho means plant. So they would use powders and tinctures to create something similar to cyanotype. It's not very light. And it doesn't, do what? Thank you. Well, it is light sensitive, but it fades away pretty quick. This is one that was made out of turmeric, which you can buy on Amazon, like a pound for like $7. And your hands turn yellow. But it is one that I did, it's slowly been fading over time. Also, William Henry Fox Talbot in 1834
was playing with doing light sensitive paper. He used silver and salt, silver nitrate and salt. And he created photosensitive paper. And he was doing lumens, which is where the darkroom paper comes in. So the darkroom paper is photosensitive. So it's a whole nother animal than paper or anything else. So this is particularly called a phytogram. I don't know what that means. But phytogram is what happens when you take a plant and you coat it with soda ash, like washing soda, and vitamin C, and kind of throw in some water. You dip the leaves in and just lay it on there in the sun. So it creates these odd things. So basically my process was, I kind of see it as being science meeting art. I am not a scientist. I failed all that stuff. But I am an experimenter and I'm not afraid of making a really big mess. And that's what this comes into, is being a huge mess. But it's also very therapeutic. Because
Jill gave you a heart.
thank you, Joe. This is because there is, you don't really win or lose. It's all like a gamble. Like you mix it all, you do your very best, then you factor in sunlight and everything else, and you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, right? There's further, yeah, that's basically it, is you cannot expect to win. So each time you do, it's kind of like doing a lottery. It's just like, oh, that was cool. So there was one that I did. Y'all can come up here. It's just so hard to see all these. This one I did today. This is on some old fogged paper from the dark room. And it was a phytotype with the cyanotype liquid. I don't know. But can you see the silver?
Yeah, yeah.
Hold this one up. Like the silver there, I can't reproduce that. I don't know, I've never had one do that. And the picture itself is not great. But it does give me something to strive for. Trying to figure that one out. You can show that one. Anyway.
So those are negative, the cyanotypes are the negatives. I'm not bad.
Okay,
Very sweet.
some of them are,
And some of them are
Are-
things laid down. Yeah.
right. Just make sure it kind of did, that's my little history there, how it all comes together. So as you can tell, you can use a lot of things as your substrate. We've got fabric. We've got the darkroom papers, which I found a pack at Turnip Green that somebody had put in there with the regular paper, and I'm like, jackpot. Like, I mean, this is
What kind of paper?
awesome. So it's their old fogged
But what
photographic paper.
was it, what kind was it, do you know, what brand?
It was Ilford, that particular one. But I will say my favorite has turned out, there's some old Kodak that came from the school. And it's not even white anymore. And it just gives such beautiful marbling and everything. Fiber paper, it can be the
Fiber paper's so cool anyway.
fiber paper. Yeah, I mean, you can use, there's coffee filters and tea bag paper.
Yeah.
That a lot of people will use. But basically you can use a lot of things. I have done it on so many things. Little wooden ornaments.
So fun.
Oh, that's fun.
This one was in my backyard for a year because I forgot about it. And I found it sitting in a puddle of water. You're doing, Joe, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting.
No, we got it. Do you think?
Sean's doing a great job making
Thank
sure I
you.
see everything. It's awesome.
It's a big bucks.
And since we're recording, it's great for everyone else that looks at this.
Mhm.
Awesome.
So you can use wood, it absorbs a lot, it's a little trickier. So it's got fabric. A lot of people use vellum, I have not tackled that one yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Did you bring the paper in like a month ago? No, it was Joe, right?
What paper, what was?
A whole bunch of,
Yeah.
it was Joe?
Those different kinds of paper.
Okay, I was thinking about trying some of that, yeah,
Oh.
some print paper, but it's like very thin vellum.
Joe, did you bring in different types of paper? Like she said, you said thin vellum?
Like a vellum? Was it Joe?
I don't know that I did. Yeah. I can't remember who it was.
I remember that, but
can't-
Was it not darkroom paper, but
But just regular
just
printing paper.
regular,
inkjet thing.
like, yeah.
Okay. So as you get anything I put my hands on, like I said, I just pulled this thing like woohoo. I love raiding the darkroom at school, which I'm not there anymore. But he is, so he's raiding the guy's pants.
Like, it was the man scrummaging through the garbage.
I have no shame. I have no shame. I will show you. This one's funny.
Oh.
This one is John Lee's. I don't know if anybody knows John Lee. But see, it's got all his image and it was a failure. And I coated it with the Cyanotep solution, threw some turmeric and stuff on it. And it created this thing, but left this one guy walking up some stairs. And I swore if I ever got famous for that one, that I would split the big bucks.
That's John Lee seen this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Took us a look what I did. So then I was like, everybody was bringing me all their epic fails. It's kind of cool because you're creating something out of landfill. Like
Right.
that's where it was going.
And there's
So one thing I will say about paper, when you get into this, some of my favorite papers, like, well, here, some of my favorite papers are actually, I think, they're the cheap papers I think I got at Walmart. They've done real well.
That's beautiful.
Then I bought some paper that I thought was this Gumbacher. And I bought it at the Dollar Tree. I thought I'd found something great and it was horrible. Everything washed away. So then that goes down another one, like wire paper, so different. They were the same weight, they were both cotton based, everything should have been the same, but they weren't. So there is a group that I'm part of, Alternative Processes. And there is an awesome woman there who spent thousands of dollars and made a database of paper and which paper worked best for which thing. It is totally worth the $5 a month that I pay to be in that because you see the sizing, the pH levels are also in the paper. And you don't get that information.
So what is it? It's a group on.
It is a
A
group.
virtual group, a real group?
It is a big group and all over the world. Like right now they have, coming up is the Anthotype Day, where people are doing anthotypes all over the world. They keep a board with peg pins in it on their website. So they have the web pages, but they have a presence on social media.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
And
and
what
I
is-
can,
What is the name of the group?
Alternative Processes.
Cool.
I should have wrote it down completely, but that's what will
Okay,
get you
but they
there.
have their own existence in addition to a social media. presence.
Yes, and everybody, like all of this that I've learned was contributed into as individual things, but they get into the salt printing, Van Dykes, anything that's alternative. Another cool thing about the alternative printing this way is that it is sustainable. There's no toxins. Even with the cyanotype, you get some of the iron and stuff in there, where the rest of it is just using things that we actually eat. So I've been known, yes, to be doing something and just lick my hand. I told you I'm a mess. Anyway, so that's paper. And then you get into the stuff, which is the science part. And if I had any knowledge of science, I could tell you why. I only know one thing, is that the iron that's in the cyanotype fluid reacts to hydrogen peroxide. And so all of these, when they're finished, I will do a final dip in hydrogen peroxide. And the blue just comes, you don't need to put that, you can put it in water. But sometimes I just squirt it right on and just rinse it off. So, but yeah, you can just put a little bit in your rinse, in the last rinse tray, and it pulls all these blues out. Like, this one was pretty, this one's been scanned and blown up. This one was pretty lame. And then I dipped it and everything came out. I had no idea all that iron was underneath it. It was supposed to go like this. But it was a challenge. So when you get down to it, after you've
Wait a minute, Joe didn't see that last one. The ball there, right?
I'm just
We
rambling.
actually sell both of them, just not together.
So you have the paper, and then you need your subject. That gets into where I have.
She got. Looks like. It's amazing. Yeah,
That's-
okay. Good. Exactly. Yeah. Kind of.
Let's clean up the corner of all these weeds. Storage area. You still have some of my bamboo.
And so like this is the darkroom paper. I don't even bother. I just keep it in the little packages there. Sometimes they sit out for a while. But then I decide like what is my image gonna be? And sometimes it is, here's one from today. Yeah, I hate this. This is Japanese bamboo and it's just bad news. But that's where it's been on the paper and burnt. And then some of them are the negatives. There is an art in this, and I can't tell you what it is yet. I take an image, put it in Lightroom, just turn it to black and white, flip the tones. And I will kind of punch it up to be a little darker and a little bit lighter to kind of get more of a clear image. This is really fun because this is really a crappy picture that I took in a parking lot. But when you turned it to a silhouette, it kind of did some fun stuff. Mhm. So, it's a really bad picture.
It's a beautiful cyanotype.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's another one that I boosted up.
You put it on there. At
Here,
the bottom.
there's one.
Okay.
Here, wait.
Oh, that's the bird.
There we go, side by side.
When you get on the website, there's some people that are really, really serious. And they actually go into exactly how to do it. There's big programs like TrueNeg is a program that you can buy. It's like $16. So that will help you go in and you really fine tune all those midtones. But
Yeah,
I
people
don't-
sell actions too.
That one goes sweet.
that can do all that. But I mean, I kind of like, there's an ugly picture of a spider.
Oh, cool.
But I I haven't even used it yet, but I'm going to.
Okay, Lisa, I'm gonna interrupt. Turn around and look at the screen. Why, no,
Oh,
DaShawn, hold that up again like you were. Now
Oh.
look.
stacking images. So when you can buy the transfer paper, I guess, whatever the word is, off of Amazon, I buy the cheap stuff. Like I said, the gurus, they will buy all this fancy stuff that's way out of my price range. And when you print it, I did learn. Let's see if I brought one. Is that one? Yeah.
Two birds.
I learned. Oh, that's gonna be creepy. Biting my head. I learned real quick, because if you get the printed side wet, which happens, it makes a mess and you've ruined it. So when I take them out, I was actually writing right side up so that I would know. Then I had an idea. I thought, what happens if I laminate these? So these are laminated. I have not decided if that made anything better. I think I've lost some of the density in the darks. But, so this is one that I really broke down and got the blacks real black. And then really just cleaned up all the white. It was like all my blinkies were blinking.
Joe, I hope you're not scared of spiders in real life. I apologize if you are.
Yeah.
Blinkies were really good.
Blankies.
So,
Beautifully, I haven't seen that.
yeah, I did for Pamela. She fell in love with it, and I did a series where they were all jacked up colors from one of these. And then I kept changing switching all the, they were just really weird and psychedelic, and she loved them. So now you have a subject, right? And you have your substrate. This is where the nasty stuff begins. I have not cleaned them, but you can go to Home Depot and pick up glass panes. A lot of them use print frames that are really expensive. Through the process, I went to using 2 pieces of glass. Because if you use anything underneath it and it bows, it creates this weird pocket. This doesn't bend. So like I would use that one. And I have my paper. And then this is where it gets messy. Couple of other things I've learned is that if you have another cheap piece of paper and you're using plants, it's nice to kind of do your composition and get an idea of what you're doing before you get this sheet and it's all wet and you're racing the light. I also have learned, and I did not bring it, but a brayer is very handy. Because when the leaves curl and do odd things, it won't, when you go to put your glass on top, it won't lay flat. So I will run a brayer over the parts in the little stems to get the leaves to be like resting in the place that I want them to be. Sometimes it's harder than other times. Like mimosas, I learned today, close up when it gets sunny. So I should have done it first thing in the morning. Pressing them in a book for a couple of weeks really kind of makes it a lot easier, but I don't too spur of the moment for that. So you have your plant. When I do the combined method, I have my paper. I will mix my cyanotype solutions, which I Is everybody kind of familiar with it? Like. This is like. Joe, I'm gonna have to give Joe her own thing. Bought these from, I think, B&H, where we got those. I was buying them off of Amazon, but then I was using more and more. He was using them like crazy. And you get them pre-liquid. You buy them on Amazon, you just fill up the bottle with water and shake it. But it's really easy. 1 part to 1 part. And you mix them up in something little. And you don't need a lot of that stuff. I usually mix, because I'll work in batches, like maybe a teaspoon to a teaspoon for something bigger. Sometimes it's 1/8 of a teaspoon and 1/8 of a teaspoon for just something that I want to do. I have these little cups, so I mix them in that. And then, oh, you can also buy it like this, which I haven't used yet, where you get to like weigh it and be all sciencey and mix it up.
It really doesn't say.
It doesn't save
A little bit of
anything.
money, but it costs a lot.
I thought, yeah, I thought that it would. Sorry, y'all, I think I'm dehydrated. So you start laying. You mix your solution and you put the solution, it's gonna be light yellow. And you're just gonna apply it to the paper like this. You wanna do it someplace, like somewhere like this would be fine. Generally, lights do not have UV. There is low level, but still, why you wanna prepare everything so that you can move on. You can do it indoors, take it outdoors. I have a table in the shade and I just paint it on there and just work and then step out into the sunlight without worrying about it. But so you've done that. It's just the blue. You can then just lay your little plant on it. Okay. I did just see somebody else that does it a little different. She takes the blue, lets it dry a little bit. And she does a whole sink full of suds, like from her dish liquid. And she will lay it and she'll barely touch the suds and then lift it so it leaves the suds. And then she puts her plant on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that soon. Because I've always done it where you've got this on here, then you start making the big mess. I love my suds. These containers I bought on Amazon, and I can sit there and shake this thing, and all the suds come up on the top. And this is the best way. I just go and lift them off because you don't want the water, you just want the bubbles.
What do the bubbles do? Like, what do the suds do?
Is that this? Are these the bubbles?
No, yeah, yes and no. Oh, there's an epic fail from today. Okay, I don't know if y'all will be able to see them. Maybe this, would that work better?
Yeah.
Affect it?
Right.
Show, like, this is what the bubbles do. What do you?
Like those bubbles.
It's the, and down. Yeah, so what they do, you wouldn't think it, but when the sun is getting through it and there's the little circles of liquid, they change how the light is processed in it, so. When you
Like
shake
little
it up, I
lenses.
could get big, yeah, like it's fun. I did find with these, yeah, that was in those. that it also can distract from the subject. So it depends on what you're putting on there, whether it works or not. But from this point, you can glob all like the soap suds, like I'm sitting there just throwing them. From here, this thing works really well. You can drop them on there. And then I have a whole table of all this different weird stuff. That's my turmeric. And I love it because the blue and the yellow is just gorgeous together. But these containers are really, really good because they kind of pretty much keep the humidity out. The first containers I had, everything got rock hard and I had to go and put through the coffee grinder. Matcha turns black. It's the strangest stuff. I don't love it as much. I have beets. You can buy dried beets online that turn this dark burgundy.
Dark, heavy red wines work, the tannins in.
Yeah,
are
the
low
tannins.
And, cabernet
Yeah.
will tone up, say.
There's a pea flower. It's purple. Okay. I'd never heard of it, but I'm like, well, there's a color powder. And so, yeah, I just will kind of figure it out, and you just literally kind of put them on right on top of the bubbles. And it just starts creating this giant soup. Then you also have liquids. Like
It's some other.
vinegar. This is like vinegar and water and lemon juice. They all work with the lemon juice, I think, kind of like spreads it out. So that's where you get those variations in the shade of blue that Anna Atkins didn't never have. The vinegar can turn this kind of a weird, dirty, greenish color, which looks pretty. So you can sit and you just spray wherever you feel like it. There is no rule. Like there really isn't. So you've got this mess on here. You've got your blue, which is yellow, your plant. You've got turmeric, soap suds, lemon juice, maybe some beets thrown in there. You get it all nice and done. And I just use a second sheet of glass and create a lovely sandwich with my Harbor Freight clips. Man, I just snap them on, and it makes a printing tray like that, and it's cheap.
Is that just tape you have around that?
Yeah, it's gaffer tape, just to
Just so
keep
you
it,
don't cut yourself.
Yeah.
which has happened. I've had blood.
Well, that makes another interesting.
Element of
Element.
photograph,
Yeah. So the thing with liquid, this is still wet, you don't let the cyanide dry, the fluid. So this is wet. Then the thing with that is that it's going to take longer out in the sun. So this can be out there for a couple of hours or maybe an hour, and it'll go through this weird metamorphosis of turning the yellow, starts getting this green color, starts turning blue, and then starts fading into this DaShawn mustard, weird brown, and all of that. And you kind of start deciding when you think it's ready. That group I'm in has a journal that they use. And it actually is a log. Basically into how you mix the solutions, distilled water or not, because that pH can change everything. What you use for your paper, whether it was wet or dry, it uses all kind of the data. The most important data on here is the strength of the UV light if you're using the sun. And for a long time, I struggled because you think, I mean, it's sunny, but there are variations in the sun. Humidity can change that a lot. When you go onto the Weather Channel, if you look, you can find they keep it updated with the UV number. So I was sitting in the sun and it said it was like 5. And I was like, it's so bright, but you'll notice the numbers go up and then back down. So that's the kind of stuff you want to keep that data. Now I know why people do this. Have water. But that's the kind of thing. So then when you figure it's ready, that is an epic fail. I don't know what that is.
It's cool.
That was not what, that's its own story. So you'll take it in, and there are so many ways of doing this. Today I tried dipping it into, I have the trays from the darkroom, and I dipped it in one that I put a little bit of vinegar in, because somebody swore that was the bomb and it would bring out the blues and it would make it all. I did not notice a difference. But you want to rinse it real good, like 5 minutes or so, gentle running warmer water, and it will start washing away and bringing out some of the blues and the tones and washing away the stuff that was not exposed to light. And then what I do is I use a second where I'll either sometimes just squirt the hydrogen peroxide on, but taking a tray that has a little bit in it and dipping it in, and you'll watch that blue just pop. It comes out. What it's doing is oxidizing. Over time, it'll all oxidize. What it's doing is just bathing it and just popping it right there. And so you're done. That's kind of in a nutshell what it is. But then you can go further. There's an artist, Tina Smith. She's on Facebook. She started using ink and using these huge pop colors that are coming out of it. And I was really inspired by some of her stuff, and hadn't really dived into that yet. But I've been playing with using, oh, there's the other stuff. Playing with using mica powder. Knew it would come. Mica powder, it's iridescent. And starting to use that some. So I had some that I'd done where I coated a layer of the mica paper, the mica on the paper first with this golden green, and then put on top of it this cyanotite fluid. So when it came away, it left this wash of gold. But this is like a mess of things. This is a puzzle that came from the dollar store. Yeah, so I just did that one, and I ruined it. It rolled up into a little ball. But I put it under a big giant dictionary, and then I forgot. And it was like a year later, I was straightening it up, and I picked it up, and I'm like, oh, that puzzle's flat now. So
That's awesome.
it was actually a freebie.
What was on the puzzle?
It's just blank, you know, the kids can color.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know, somebody gave
Make
it
your
to
own
me. People
puzzle.
just give me stuff.
Exercise.
Do I?
You gotta cut and use it as a puzzle. Now.
Mhm. Oh, it's cut.
Oh, it is.
But you can pop them right out,
I'm not gonna.
as long as you can put it back together.
Laura.
Laura is our puzzle person, so
And
that would be fun, wouldn't it?
this is one of the first ones that I did on film. And it was a total accident. I had no idea. I found it in the studio at school where Jack or somebody had used it, and it was a fail, and they just laid it down, and I took it, and I finally have figured it out. It's you just don't shoot it in your camera. Okay.
Unexposed, so it's unexposed.
Unexposed film.
But then developed.
I think that's what we have figured out now. So he's gonna develop several sheets, and we're gonna find out if that's really what it was. But
Did I get you
Yeah. Another one is, you may recognize this. This was one of the things that came off the Noritsu. And it was the ones that printed really crazy big and we didn't know what to do with them. We were trying to do the end on our portfolios.
Oh, yeah.
And I just brought it home and I cut it down and did that. The yellow underneath is actually a picture. So I just did that on top of it and made what it is. But it's maybe a bookmark. So that's a lot of things that I've just spewed at you. And
I love,
the
what I
other,
love about what you do, Lee, is you're just like, let's just see what's gonna work and just experiment. And I think it's
that's
such
what
a
I
match
love.
of your personality that like, but you know, that playfulness comes out and some really,
Yeah.
really good stuff.
So
Let's see what's gonna happen.
let's say that one is an abstract, which is what happens when you get those weird parts and you kind of scan it in on your computer and you find out there's a whole bunch of other things going on in there. And it just, I love some of the abstracts.
Yeah, so I noticed
Oh.
when DaShawn pulled the one with the turmeric on it, like when I sat back there, I couldn't see anything on it. I just saw a blob of yellow. And then when DaShawn held it up to the camera, I was like, oh, what is that? That's
There's
in there.
things.
There's some stuff that you can see when you
These-
continue to process.
Oh, that was the other thing too. See, there's just so much. These are the real dark ones. And this is on photo paper, the darkroom paper. And this is what happens if you fix it. It gives you a whole nother color gamut. So actually, when you do it, you scan it real quick and you get one color, and then when you scan it the second time, it gives you something else.
Where's the puzzle?
The puzzle.
So there's a little tiny art gallery out in Dixon that somebody has set up that's like this little bitty kiosk where people are putting in little bitty tiny art.
Oh my gosh, that would be so
Yeah,
fun.
You should go put this in there.
That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
It's-
Does anybody have the puzzle?
Oh, it's so on the digital negative, she coded it with cyanide.
Anybody have the puzzle?
Put the plant on top of it.
The puzzle is, oh, so it's made
Yeah.
line.
Yeah, so the digital negative itself is
Yeah.
blank.
Blank.
It's completely blank.
It's a
Then,
digital negative, that it's just like one of those transparency.
so it's actually not a digital negative, this was a real negative. See, it's actually got the notch in it.
Okay, it's a negative.
Yeah, a real
But it was
negative.
blank.
Negative.
That was not exposed, but was developed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, which is why it was clear.
Clear, right, and
Okay.
then basically.
Sorry, it just takes me a little bit.
Then she
to-
coated it with the cyanotypes and laid the plant on top of it and then
Oh,
lashed it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
But it is, because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, pick it up.
Yeah.
It's
interesting.
There's one that I did the flip.
Find the right one.
I
No,
feel bad because I think I took up too much time.
No, I told you I can talk
I
until
know, we could look.
you
at it.
tell me.
Is that right?
Do that.
I know, you're not on the.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I didn't even leave any time to ask questions.
There's plenty of time to ask questions. Question.
You too.
Are there any questions?
Anybody? Y'all know my email, so just reach out anytime.
Do a workshop day, just have a play day.
Bring an apron.
I'll bring 2 aprons and yeah.
My hands are like all sorts of colors and a lot of people wear gloves, I should.
I was gonna say, may I recommend the
Stay with
pine
that.
palms,
But,
the biodegradable hand glove.
Well, could we go do it
We have to be out here sometimes.
I know there's some.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Wait, I don't know if you heard this, but we're thinking we go back to that park where we did the pinhole, not pinhole, yeah, we pinhole, it was Gerald Go back to that part, it brings all the boxes of things in.
Yeah. Right.
This was just the stuff I chose.
Yeah.
I leave this box out in my yard. Like, just, it's ready for any time I just walk out. Just throw stuff on a table.
Does it trip through the chemicals?
They're just not that easy.
They're very bad.
But maybe that's part of the fun.
Right, I mean, you've got the humidity, the UV temperature.
I'm trying to keep it really high, really cold.
If it's cold, probably because it's winter, the sun is at an angle, but your UV is much lower.
I'm already this.
Most of the people in the group, I was gonna say,
Heck, we.
most of the people are in England, and they'll be like, yeah, I left this out for 7 days.
Yeah.
I'm like, we don't have that.
Yeah.
This is one of the books from that group. It's about Manson type. Anyway. I know that was good.
That was great. I don't buy it. It's a cookbook. Cookbook.
You should be able to put on
Mhm.
what do you do? What do you use birds for?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Make them.
make a, yeah. If I can find it in here. Open. Hmm.
Well, you can see the preview. I think it's pretty over. This is good. These are like little, as long as you hit the arrow.
What program would you normally use to flip through photos or?
I normally just click on the file and then hit space bar because it'll preview and then it'll just click. I can use the arrows to click.
Go back into Branch,
Okay,
go to, Command A. This is my life, y'all. I do this every single day. Control A,
Control A, okay.
and then, hit the space bar. And then now you can arrow through each image. Do they need to be in a certain order?
Well, what I'm looking for is how to connect to this.
Oh, okay.
Right, we're not at,
Escape, get out of there.
okay,
Nice picture.
Go
Thank you.
over to, folders. Up here it says favorites.
okay,
Click on folders
okay.
and then scroll all the way up. Like, keep going all the way up to the top, all the way to the top, all the way to the top. We need to find your directory where you can find, there you go. Now, can you see the drive? See where it says, do you see where his drive is?
Keep going lower, it might be lower.
Yeah, go lower, lower. Close the arrow on your pictures folder. Go down, click on
There
your
it
empty
is.
drive, yep.
Yeah.
And then,
Yes.
go to Snap Slideshow, is that where they
Yeah.
are? Snap Slideshow? And then, are they in order?
They're fine however they are.
Let's do Control A. Control A will select all. And then hit the space bar. And then now you can just arrow through them. Does that work for you guys?
Yeah, okay. We're gonna get out of your way.
How do you want to,
Hmm?
how do you,
What time?
we just go flip the room?
Yep, we would.
Okay,
I just explain.
okay,
And you talk too, because I might be leaving some stuff out.
gotcha.
Actually, I might want to sit down. No, you go the one. Okay. Sorry, All right, so you're about to see the images that we made for the Black Arts Bash at Cheekwood. I believe it closes this Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, because they said 2 weeks, but I couldn't find an exact date. So from the 16th to Saturday will be 2 weeks officially. It was a collaboration with Cheekwood, Robert Churchwell, museum magnet, and the Northwest YMCA. So they already have a partnership with those groups. And for the show, their theme was Faces of Community. So they reached out to me and Kim to pretty much bring that to life, essentially. Their description for it is: portraits are visual biographies providing glimpses into the lives, thoughts, and emotions of individuals across time. Cheekwood worked with DaShawn Lewis and Kimberly Manson to celebrate the beauty of the faces of the Nashville community. Portraits were created in partnership with Robert Churchwell Museum Magnet Elementary School at the Back to School Bash at Hadley Park on August 2nd, and the Northwest YMCA on August 8th. We're grateful for the trust of those who set for portraits, and each will receive a copy of their photo. To see a longer selection, which if you go to Cheekwood, you'll see it, of the completed portraits, a slideshow is available. And that was it. The process was pretty much makeshift. So none of these people knew we were coming. We just popped up.
Yes.
The ones like these two ladies, they were at the YMCA, and I believe they worked there, if I'm not mistaken, because they were behind the counter. Like I said, it was just pop-up impromptu, so nothing was, everything's not perfect, everything's not lined up properly, but we had to make do with what we had. We had some pretty interesting conversations with people, very lively people, some people not as lively. Like, so you were able to see different expressions, attitudes, faces of the community, essentially. Yeah, Kim, you got anything?
So yeah, the first place that we went was, like you said, Hadley Park.
Yes.
It was a back to school bash. There was a lot going on. So imagine you walk up, there's tents and everywhere outside. You go inside the building, they have giveaways inside. They have backpacks, they have shoes, they have food. Like there's just, so we didn't know what any of this looked like before we showed up. So we had no idea what we were walking into. So the tent for Cheekwood had a table where they would talk to people about the upcoming Black Arts Bash and would say, hey, do you mind taking a photo? And they would come around the corner where we had a backdrop. Some of them would come around the corner and take a picture, some wouldn't, because they're in a hurry. They're trying to get school supplies and things for the kids. So some of them, were like, I don't have time for that. Or we would see somebody interesting and we'd look at each other and I was like, okay, I'll be back. And then I'll go, talk to them and see, and okay, they're gonna go try to get some shoes and they'll come back. Or, it would be like, well, this guy was at the Y, but there was one guy that came walking through and he had the hat on and yeah, he had the hat on and he had the walk and he was dressed nice. Oh, that's him. And we both looked at him, we was like, yeah, we gotta get him. And so he came over and he was like, oh, you don't want to take a picture of me? We're like, yeah, of course we do. And so he stood in front of the thing and we had to get him a chair because he shared with us that he had just had bypass surgery, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and his birthday was coming up. He's 87 years old. Yeah, so some of them we got a chance to talk to, and get a story. And we kind of, took pictures. DaShawn's taking pictures. I'm taking pictures. He said, oh, I feel like what did he say?
Like a
A
celebrity.
celebrity. Yeah, so it just kind of made his day. He was really happy about it. And it was wonderful to meet him. So
Your regular handheld cameras.
Mhm. Yep.
yeah. So all we had was a backdrop that's where all the orange is coming from. It was the orange, lovely orange backdrop. And harsh sun, it's right there. The sidewalks here. If we had the backup, people walking through. So,
You can see like the shadows and all that.
yeah. So we did the best that we could under the circumstances that we had. But So that was,
He looks a lot like a fellow that used to work at Cheekwood when I did.
oh, really?
Yeah, I don't remember, frankly, he was a guard and I don't remember his name, but
Yeah.
looks a lot like him. You don't remember his name?
I have it in
Dodson,
I have it in my phone. I
James?
don't remember his name.
maybe James. I think it was
And I
James.
think if he did work at Cheekwood, he probably would have mentioned it.
Yes,
Right,
yeah,
right,
definitely.
Right.
The fellow that I knew definitely would have mentioned it, but he does look a lot like.
Yeah. So like this one, for instance, was inside. They were giving away books and little treats and everything. So, and that, you know how we are. We're not really the stand in front of your portrait photographer type of people, but that's the task that they gave us. But in the other times we would see something, okay, let me get this or let me get that. So we would kind of, just do our thing.
And I think they asked us because they know we like to make the moment, if that makes sense. And they wanted portraits, but they wanted more natural portraits,
Right.
if that makes sense. And like, I know a lot of
Was
people.
that it?
Oh, no, that's fine. A lot of people will frown upon shadows and all that stuff. I don't care.
No.
I'm there to create what is there in life. So if it's not natural, I'm not gonna say it's not for me, but kinda it's not for me. Like, I don't mind shadows. I don't mind, awkwardness in photos. That's just because that's what real life is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and
I love that.
Mhm.
That is just, well.
I'm gonna come back to that one. I think, what is
Which
the
one?
first one?
Yeah.
So this one kind of shows you what we were working with.
Right.
So there were like
That's
people
the sidewalk.
walking on the
Right.
sidewalk. If they weren't here, there were people cutting through here. There were people on the side. The building was in the back. There was a bounce house over there in the corner.
Right.
Like,
This was kind of like in the color garden area that's right outside of the visitor center.
This was at Hadley Park.
Yeah.
This is right outside of Hadley Park, and all of
I'm
these
still thinking.
are
Cheekwood.
students from
Oh.
Meharry Medical College.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we had, what, 2.5, 3 hours at each place?
Something like that.
Like maybe, yeah,
A
2.5.
little bit shorter there, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Y was a little shorter.
yeah.
So yeah, one shot to get it.
Couple, then two.
Yeah.
Cause we were going back and forth. It was like, okay, you take yours and I take mine, then on to the next.
Yeah, we collaborate.
How did you manage the logistic for the thing? You were, doing prints to everybody.
So Cheekwood is handling that.
Okay.
So, that would be too much for me. I just told them to make sure that they wrote down what they had on that day, so you can remember who's like information is who, so you don't get it confused. But yes, they are.
Yeah. So in total, at the show at Cheekwood, there are 21 portraits hanging up there now. And these were just the 21, right?
These were the-
Are they in the learning center? Or-
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then we made a bunch of other ones that are on a slideshow on a TV inside of it,
Right.
inside of the learning center.
So how many portraits did you take them all together?
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't count them. It was a bunch though.
Yeah. It was a bunch.
And how many shots of, say, each person did you, or was it just like you took one and that was?
I
all
would
you had
say
time for?
for me, maybe 2 to 3.
Okay.
Some people 1 or 2. It just
Uh-huh,
depended.
Depended.
Yeah.
On how big of a hurry they were in.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
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 And how
Stop.
comfortable or uncomfortable they were. or, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that little one.
Kimberly, how many frames would you shoot of this?
Like I said, depending on the person, some of them maybe 2. At the YMCA, it was a little bit more relaxed. So we could talk to them more and I would kind of work it while they were talking to me and try to get an expression out of them. Like there was one guy, the older guy, he was 93. I got to talk to him. He was 93 years old. Yeah, gonna try to find him. It's this guy. So we're talking and he's just sitting there. He's just sitting there looking at me. So I take a couple of pictures and I said, "You want to give me a smile?" He said, "I don't have one." And then he did that. So that was the best I could get. And then he kind of chuckled a little and that's how I got it. He was like, "I don't have
He's got
one."
a bit of a twinkle in his eye.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, so it just, what I like to do for portraits is really just talk to people and then try to get a piece of them in the photograph instead of just what they look like. And most of the time, especially at the at the back to school bash, we really didn't have time to coax that out of them. We did as best we could to try to say, hey, but they were like, I'm trying to go get to the next place, or it was confusing. Do you know where we get shoes? Do you know where we get this? And we were like, we don't know. But
We're just the photographers.
yeah. And like I said, we would see someone and I would try to go talk to them, hey, can we get a picture or whatever. But after all this was done and looking at the pictures, in the middle of it, we kind of we look back and we had other photos because we're kind of journalists or street photographers, just life, things like that. So for me, at the back to school bash, the real story there was inside. They were giving away backpacks for every child that came in, and they had a few people sitting there with these sewing machines, and they were sewing their names on the backpacks. Yeah, and they were,
For them.
yeah, how do we get to that? There's a couple of pictures of that.
How do we get to the other photo that was in there?
Oh, right there, Hadley Park. Yeah, go down to the,
Yes, you're doing your own
Not-
street candid photography
Say
and
Hadley
around
Park,
the
right?
portrait
yeah, Hadley Park.
project.
Say that again.
So you're basically doing your own sort of street photography.
Because we can't have it,
Around this
because we can't help it. Yeah, because we can't help
See
it.
something, you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
got it.
So the band
Oh,
came up
okay.
and marched up while before everything got started. So okay, we're like,
Right.
uh,
Okay, how do I lower this thing?
it's been up there the whole time.
There
you
it
go.
is.
There you go.
Okay, good job.
So yeah, so the band came up and got a few shots of them.
I'll probably put that in there twice.
Okay.
Okay, this is what she was talking about.
So cool.
So the other thing, so they were sewing their names. I thought that was amazing because, usually just get just a regular backpack, but they actually had the sewing machines, like they're putting, their names on there.
Very special for the kids, for sure.
So that was just another, pulled back shot to see what was going on. Like they have Nikes, they have shoes, they're giving away shoes, they have food. So there's just a lot going on, and you can see the ring light. There's photo booths over there, so there's just a lot going on. We go to whoop. What happened?
It's gonna go all the way in there. Hold on. Okay, never mind.
What are you trying to do?
I was trying to zoom in over there where you were talking about, but
Oh,
it's
okay, it's fine.
And this is after she had her backpack.
Her
embroidered.
name, so then they filled it with the school supplies and things and this guy was giving free haircuts to the students. And that's just another little kid waiting while his name was being put on his backpack. So for me, that was while we're doing all these headshots, but the real story to me was inside and all those things going on. So,
Go through it one more time. All right.
and so at where were
There
we?
it
Oh,
is.
at the YMCA, the real story there was this group of people. When you walk into the Y, there are a bunch of, it was the northwest Y. So when you walk through the doors to the left-hand side, there are a bunch of tables and then a seating area. So these guys, they sit there, I guess they go every day and they play dominoes.
Every day.
Yeah. So, and even the staff at the Y played dominoes with them. And they were just the craziest bunch, just a lot of fun. What was the guy's name? Coyote?
Yep, Coyote.
Yeah, Coyote. So that's one of the staff at the Y was playing dominoes with the guys, and that was, even though we were in the corner right by the window, with the backdrop set up, taking portraits, but the real story was the people that come there every day, and that's part of their everyday life and what they do and how they spend time together. So, yeah. So those aren't part of Cheekwood, those just extra things that we took pictures of.
Ta-da.
That's
Thank you for sharing. And so the exhibit is up probably through this coming weekend?
Saturday.
Is the jazz exhibit still up?
From what I know, yes.
Oh, I think it was gonna be up until October.
Yeah, I wanna see that too.
So,
I love your
if
shirt.
they ask you
Oh,
again,
yeah, also.
would you do it
That,
different?
that's something again.
If they ask, if you were asked to have to know again, what it was, would you do it different?
I think what I would love is to have had a lot of time, like we knew like a week or two before or something
A
like.
couple weeks.
Oh, to have
Yeah.
more time to
To know
plan.
officially what we
Well-
were doing, where we were going, maybe about a week.
Yeah, yeah, so,
You did fantastic, that was all just,
yeah, cause we were thinking, we're gonna have more time, we could go back to the locations and work, and take your time. You go shooting, you get a couple of winners, you don't wanna have to go once and then you gotta have them all, so that's basically what we had to do, but if we did it again, I think more time to go back and spend more time with the people and kind of build more of, not just their story, yeah.
Do they do that every year?
Not that, no.
That was the first.
But they have the Black Arts Badge. This is the fifth one.
yeah, that had hit the college is so good. Are you planning on doing anything similar yourself outside of this assignment, or is this?
Thought about it. I'm definitely thought about it.
It feels like you all were really capturing. People. That's not so easy. I mean, you already do with your photos, I mean, I think your photos are so great.
Was there a reason you shot some in black and white and some in color?
That's just how I shoot naturally, but
Just, yeah.
I normally shoot in black and white, and then I decide if I want to see it in color or not. After the fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I had one other thing to announce. You all remember our Magdeburg, Nashville project from a couple of years ago now. And, one of the photographers from Magdeburg, Anya, is going to be coming to visit Nashville. She's going to arrive on September the 8th. I'm not sure how long she and her husband are going to be here, but I thought maybe we could organize a little Stammtisch for them with some of the SNAP members that might be interested. So I'll get with them about a good time and see when a good time would be for you all who might be interested in.
Where would you? Yes.
I don't. That's another thing I don't know yet. I thought I would. Yeah.
Of course.
Right. Yeah. I thought I would take suggestions for that, for a good, like a restaurant that had, someplace that has separate rooms that you can. Right, yeah, yeah,
Be nice.
yeah.
The guys, in Kimmy's photos in the Magdeburg, was one of the guys that we made portraits of.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
He wasn't in that. That's
Right.
man.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. He was like, yeah, I was like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
It was the barbershop photo.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll let y'all know some more about that and we'll decide what we're going to do. Okay. All right. Well, thank you all. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks.